And now the 49ers signal for a timeout. Defensively, they'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Set. UAT. Mike 54. Mike 59. Mike 54. Mike. Oh, try. 54. You ain't going nowhere. Hey, one set. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Hey, we're pretty quiet, D. We're pretty quiet.
And with the play clock running low, Bill O'Brien's going to signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Check, block 54, block 54. Right there, 54, right there, 54, Mike. Pick it up, lost ball. Mike 54, Mike 54.
On 1st and 10, Watson. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jason Barrett, and they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their own 24. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run pass option. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Zach Cunningham rolling in to get the sack. That's called setting the tone right away.
It certainly is, and it lets you know just how important communication is amongst the offensive line. They talk about it all the time, knowing each other's moves. You've got to be coordinated and in sync. Otherwise, your quarterback gets hit.
Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15.
Hey, come on, come on, come on.
This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line.
I'm not sure that you'd call it a trick play, but it definitely showed some imagination there. I wouldn't be surprised if they want to come back and show this play a few more times before this one is over.
Here we go, here we go. 180! Flag!
Play fake there to Coleman. Now Garoppolo. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. So still a scoreless game in the first, but they're going to go for this thing on their own side of the field on 4th down. They do go for it. It's Garoppolo. He's going to let this one go deep. And this will be caught at the 30. Touchdown, 49ers. Marquise Goodwin, 73 yards. And the Niners have taken the early lead. That certainly went against the traditional ways of playing football, but who cares? Look at the result. Big touchdown.
They went for it on their own side of the 50. So there's conservative, there's aggressive, and there's really aggressive, which is what we just saw there. Tip of the cap to them.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes a Houston offense as they get set to take over here. Not the start that they were hoping for. The interception on the first play of the game. It leads to 6 points the other way. How do you rebound from here?
Yeah, a little bit of humor. Got to laugh that one off, and not the ha-ha, that was very funny, but kind of like, can you believe that just happened? Let's go out and play now. Let's just start over.
They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing again is Watson. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards there and a first down. On first down, it's Watson. And incomplete there, almost picked off. That's one you maybe expect your roaming free safety to come up with. But it's 2nd down. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Now a first carry for Lamar Miller. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Watson on 3rd down. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart. He was trying to hit Thomas that time.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line. They'll run for the first time with Tevin Coleman. And he's taken down down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down. Garoppolo now, first down throw. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. The sack there by J.J. Watt. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down. J.J. Watt makes another tackle there, and it's for a minimal gain. And let's face it, if that's all you're going to get running the ball, you're not got much success against him and his team.
Or, yeah, you better find a way to go around J.J. Watt, which isn't easy to do.
It's really not, because you got to try everything. Can you go around him? Can you go by him? Can you influence him to get him out of position so maybe you can wall him off? He's a really sharp player as well as a physical specimen.
And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this third and long play as we'll get a timeout. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to one remaining. And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on third down.
11. Hey, Delta. 55.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And that will be incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. And now out comes Houston. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Play action from Miller. Now Watson. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Looking to go back to Thomas again. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Here we go. Hey, 31!
Throwing again. Watson. And that'll be incomplete. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down.
NFL quarterbacks work so hard on their mechanics, and they do so much repetition in practice, off-season, the whole deal. They expect it to be auto.
Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. To throw is Watson.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Ready for the 2nd quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they've got it 2nd and 7.
Hey, here we go. 180! 2 times. 4 down. Check. 4 down. SOS. White. SOS. Hey, hot.
On 2nd and 7, Garoppolo. And now Garoppolo lost the football. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Texans say they have it. They do. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And they will This one back. A fumble return for a Texans touchdown. Huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return and everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home?
I always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
And it's no good. He misses the extra point, and this remains a 7-6 game. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. They'll be looking to make amends for the events of a moment ago. A fumble return for 6 points.
Yeah, absolutely have to protect.
Under pressure, they got him again. DJ Reader able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Now Garoppolo. He'll find Goodwin here on the right side. And nothing but daylight ahead. Touchdown, 49ers. Jimmy Garoppolo with his 2nd touchdown pass in his first half. And the 49ers are able to strike quickly for 6. I love watching Goodwin play. Of course, everybody knows the story of him being an Olympian. He's a long jumper,
yes,
right?
Yes.
But you know that he has that athleticism, that big play ability.
He certainly does. And not only was he an Olympian as a long jumper, married to a sprinter. How about that for speed in one family? And I love his end zone celebrations now. When he does go deep and beat someone for a touchdown, now he does the long jump as his celebration. Pretty cool deal.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say maybe makes that offense feel good, but when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
On 2nd and 11 now. Watson. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Partner, I think it's high time to get him some passes that he's comfortable with. Some easy throws, some completions. He's not even hitting the 50% thus far.
Well, certainly that has played a big role into why they are trailing right now. He'll rifle this one deep right side. That's caught inside the 20. Watson hitting Fuller with a big one, 58 yards. That's a heck of a way to convert on 3rd and long, and he showed a lot of trust in his receiver.
And that trust was justified because he went up and got the football and converted on it down. You shouldn't. 3rd and long like that, that's supposed to be an incompletion at the least.
From the red zone now, Watson. Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. The offense on third down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're looking at third and a few inches.
54. Check 59. It's 59. Mike to 59.
Again, it's Watson. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5. And they got 3 yards. That's enough. A conversion, and now it's first and goal. They'll try and run for it with Miller. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. 5 yards on the touchdown run. And the Texans are an extra point away from tying this football game.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
All square now at 13 all as he sends this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
The Niners take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here first and 10 at their own 24.
11. Get that quarterback. 1, Omaha.
Looking to throw, Garoppolo. Man open, it's Goodwin. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs.
Oh, he tried to pitch it, and the ball's loose. He was looking that time for Dante Pettis. And it's 3rd and 4.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Let's get it. Here we go.
A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando.
12, fellas, here we go.
Here we go on 4th down with Garoppolo. And this is going to be incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Texans take over an excellent field position. And now out comes Houston. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. On first down, Watson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. D Ford, he's the culprit, dropping him for a 2-yard loss.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
Deshaun Watson, so multi-dimensional, able to scramble for the first. Back to throw, Watson. His throw caught right around the 6. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. They'll try to punch it in with Miller. No gain on the play, and it's going to be 2nd and goal. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. Another shot from the one on second and goal.
Watch 54. It's a party now. It's a party now.
Watson. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
The San Francisco defense trying to hold tough again. This is third and goal. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here first and 10 at their 25-yard line. It's a run by Coleman to start the third quarter. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
I got you. 21.
Play action. Garoppolo. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. To Sean Gibson. Give him the sack on the safety blitz. These strong safeties, some people may not realize it. It's really like an extra linebacker, right?
It really is, because they're hybrids. Half linebacker, half defensive back. The linebacker in him on that play emerged.
Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be fourth down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield.
41 Mike. I got it. 41.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. Deep ball for Goodwin. It got his man complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Fourth down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. So the big play gets him across midfield now for first and 10.
Watch the safety creep. Recon, 132 fighter.
They'll run with Coleman on first down. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. A little surprise pays off on 3rd and 1. Pass instead of run. Gets him 15 yards. Inside the red zone, it's Garoppolo. The throw to the left side, caught by Coleman. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Here we go.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal.
Here we go.
The Niners on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here.
Under 10, 10.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. 3 touchdown passes now for Jimmy Garoppolo. And the 49ers have now taken the lead. Gold able to tack on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Watson will bring up the Texans here 1st and 10 at their own 24.
You got 9, let's go.
A shotgun snap for Watson. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of 1st downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. DeAndre Hopkins once again the intended target, and that'll make it 3rd down.
It's 59, Mike to 59. I don't even know why they say 31.
Out of the gun, Watson. Dancing to his left. He may try and run for this. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. And now a fumble. The ball's out. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. You probably talked about since training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, and down he goes. The 49ers get there. D Ford, what a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now it's Watson. And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his 2nd of the game. Instead, 4th down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. Well, they've got the slim deficit, decided to go for it, hoping to keep the football score and erase that deficit, but boy, deep in their own territory. There he goes, left side. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Touchdown pass number 4 of the afternoon for Jimmy Garoppolo. And the 49ers add on to their lead. Gold to add the extra point. And the lead is up to 14.
Makes the score Niners 27, Texans 13.